Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ggameknights presents WIldspace. I am your dungeon stepdad, Ryan, and I'm going to be guiding you all in an adventure through space and time. We're going to hopefully learn a lesson or two along the way, but maybe the lesson we learn on the way is just the friends. So, before we get started, just wanted to do a couple of announcements real quick. If you are watching on Twitch, and you should follow us first of all right now so you can get some updates. But if you like verbal confirmation as well, tomorrow we have at 8 p.m. Eastern Time our weekly cipher game called Neon Souls, run by Val here. Is an excellent game, which I admittedly have not seen a single one of the second season, but I saw the first season and I was in the first season and it was very enjoyable. And I'm sure that the new Cypher iteration is incredible because it always is. We also have coming up on Saturday. Which one is that? Oh, the Star Power, so Overarms game at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Other than our Twitch streams, you can always follow us on YouTube, Twitter, join our Discord, do all those sorts of things. But before that's it for my announcements. This is a general thing, but I'd like to turn over to the players and see if there's anything that you would like to plug before we get going.
I have 2 new games starting this week.
Nice.
So I'll plug those. Hi, it's me, Savvy. My handle's below my face. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm here most of the time, but on Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/lbhackemup. We're having the premiere of her new D&D 5e campaign. It's called Playthings of the Gods. I'm playing a centaur druid in it who's like obsessed with the stars. It's an all-lady cast, and it's going to be really fun. And then on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be on twitch.tv/Colonomicon for the premiere of Act 3, which is the new Monster of the Week game that we're playing over there. I'm playing a spooky goth. And then I'm here the rest of the week. But yeah, follow those people and come hang out with me on Sunday, Monday.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Anyone else have anything they'd like to add?
I'll just go ahead and plug. We have the other game that I'm running on the channel that you can watch on Saturday, as well as Neon Soul, or after Neon Souls. We have our next one of Saturday night's Star Power this week. We're playing Overarms, so come join us for that.
Awesome. My toggle for mute did not work this time. Awesome. Anyone else? Alex or Morgan? All right. Well, then, without further chit chat, bro, we'll get right back into it. So, I know that I don't need to do a recap of what happened last time, but I'll do a real brief one. Essentially, the crew of the Arcturus has been leveraging their newfound ability of faster than light and indeed faster than arc gate technology to be able to flip from one's part in space and time and reappear someplace else. So this is revolutionary travel, and they've been leveraging this ability to try to gain support and resources in order to build a machine in order to take out the what are not the Reapers, but the kind of old ones who are kicking around in Uval sector. The most recent people that they went to petition for support was the Galactic Concord, specifically 2 senators there. Senators, where I wrote them down, but I can't find them right now. Oh, here they are. Senators Vitor and Jancy, who were contacts of one of your newfound friends that you met at Camacho Mendir. Anyway, you make a deal with them that you will give them access to the arc light engine, and they also offered to take care of an issue in the necrosis sector to help out the Galactic Concord and whatever's happening there. And in return, they will pretty much back you fully in what you're doing to expel the old ones from this galaxy. So, last we left off, I think you were in the ship, revving up the engines and getting ready to pop on over. Is there anything you want to do before that happens?
There's maybe like half a day of playing tourist in the capital planet, but
Sure.
I think otherwise it's, we have to go deal with the big scary tentacle aliens sooner than later, so.
Do we have anything else we have to prepare?
I don't think so.
I feel like we've done most of it.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know if we discussed this before. I'm trying to quickly scan through my notes, but I think the idea of leaving Lisbeth here on this planet and us bringing Chromnat along.
We also have more the gold we were given if there's anything we need to resupply on too.
Yeah.
Might be worth doing. So it was like 15,000. Yeah. I added it to the Arcturus thing.
Yeah, it's 15,000.
Yeah. I feel like potions are largely useless at this level, but I don't know if those would be worth getting, or I'm checking my spell components for like Revivify and stuff.
Are you going to prepare any of the bigger revive spells, or are you just going to do Revivify?
I don't usually have those prepared because I can cast them within a couple days.
Okay.
So I'll usually just do it the next day or something.
I think the components for those are like, they're the same. It's just more expensive, right?
Yeah, because Raised Dead is a diamond worth 5,000. That's the biggest one I can cast right now. So I have I have five diamonds worth 300 apiece. So I don't have enough for Raised Dead if I needed it. Should we drop 5k for a raise
just in case.
Diamond? Just in case? Okay, I take Gwen diamond shopping.
Cool.
I'm sure she loves
mixed messages.
Well, here's the thing. Statistically speaking, probably the one that's going to need it the most.
If you had to choose a diamond to be the instrument of your soul being returned to your body, which one would you choose?
What cut? What carrot?
Yeah.
Does it have to be a diamond?
Does have to be a diamond.
You know there are no diamonds.
So right here.
There are no diamonds that aren't blood diamonds now. I don't feel morally right making this purchase.
Well, that's how they work. It's life for a life.
Oh no. Now I have to think about that.
Sorry.
Oh man.
I have to go.
I didn't mean to.
Yes, you did. You always mean
Gosh, I'm
to.
gonna be thinking about that. Thanks, Ryan.
So yeah, I will add that we'll go on a shopping trip, and I will add that to my inventory. Unless I need to RP that out of going and finding a diamond.
No, not unless we want to have like an awkward scene at Jared's.
Space
Well,
Jared's.
Gwen wants to have a conversation with Rosh. We can do that once we're done talking about preparation stuff.
That was the only prep
Or at
that
the
I was thinking of.
diamond store, I guess.
This would be so much more awkward at the diamond store.
No,
So
Do it.
she would not do that then.
maybe as we're coming back.
She's not dumb. I Can't think of
Set the
anything
scene
else
for
we
this
could-
diamond store district. This blood diamond district.
Okay.
It
Right.
also
No.
doubles as the red light district.
No, we're
That's
past.
where the blood comes from.
Let's see. I don't know. See, I'm stuck in the dark place. So I'm trying to get out of it because. So you leave the diamond store with your little plastic bag. And
Oh, they're wrapped up with tissue paper. It's very cute.
yeah. It's in a little box that is a kind of it is a patented blue with white ribbons on it. And you begin making your way back. I think there's lots of like luxury hover cars that are kind of puttering through the area. If you wanted to take a ride out, you could, or you could just enjoy the kind of the. And I believe this is also taking place not on the ground level, but this is kind of up on a open air skyscraper where there's kind of large platforms that can stick out from the side and wrapping around the skyscrapers and connecting different ones. And so there's lots of greenery and plants and trees that are kind of growing out and making it seem maybe a little bit more comfortable, considering that you're in a sea of steel and plastic as far as you can see elsewise.
Yeah, I think walking. I mean, I know Rosh would probably want to walk around a bit because we've been cooped up in the spaceship, and every time we walk somewhere, we're getting either shot at or stabbed. So
I mean, we might get shot at here.
who knows?
So far, so
Yeah.
good.
Just don't try to kidnap any kids.
Yeah.
I shouldn't mime this. That's not a good thing to mime. I need dice next time. I tried to do it way over here, but it still sucks. Continue.
So Rush is probably just walking quietly with Gwen. I kind of observing the city. I can't think of any way that they would start this conversation.
That's okay. She'll start this conversation.
Perfect.
Like she's ever been afraid to start any conversation. You feeling all right?
Yes, never better. Why?
Just awfully quiet
Well,
lately.
just lots been going on. Been busy and all that. Why?
Because you're acting strange and I don't like it.
Acting strange how?
Are you playing dumb?
No. No, I just want to know what it is that you think has changed.
You're hiding things. And you're being dishonest. I know you know what I'm talking about, and you're lying to me.
Right.
You're not practiced at it, so you're very bad at it. Why are you lying?
I don't know exactly.
Well, that's not true. Everyone lies for a reason. Why start now?
I don't know. It's not... I'm not really intending to. I just... You asked me the other day about the... what happened when we went through the portal.
I did, because that's the moment when it started. Not
That
stupid,
barrier.
Rosh.
I know. I know, and... I was going to say something, but I wasn't sure when to say it.
Is that true?
It is. I saw things in that city that I wasn't expecting. And felt things that I hadn't felt before. When we passed through that barrier, the one outside the city, it was like a veil had been lifted from my eyes. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it other than I feel like part of me changed. And not necessarily in a negative way. I don't feel the urge to get it back.
What did you sacrifice?
I don't know how to describe it. Since I returned, since you and Vyncent brought me back, I felt this sense of purpose, like programming almost, to do things a certain way, to be this god that I'm supposed to be, I guess. And when we were in the city, and after having that sensation, losing that part of myself that sort of was telling me what to do and sort of guiding me, I saw something else too, and when I saw myself, a younger version of me, one that's not around anymore, and I realized that I'm not sure that I am what everyone thinks I am. And that's filled me with a sense of distrust and not being entirely sure who to trust and who to confide in. And if I'm not sure of myself, then I don't know who I can be sure of. I'm beginning to question things that I hadn't questioned before.
Are you questioning me?
No.
Why are you lying to me?
Because I didn't want you to see me as being different. Because I wasn't sure if I told you if you would look at me the same way.
Because over the course of our time together, you've never changed, not once.
I really hadn't.
I poke him in his blue forehead.
Physically, yes. Physically, this transformation happened, but I had always unquestionably and unflinchingly followed the edict and their philosophies and the way that I had been brought up, never even thinking about questioning it. And I'm starting to think differently. maybe my role in the universe, and maybe the role of whatever I'm becoming or destined to become, whatever Helios was before, I don't think I can be that again.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to
that it?
being a mortal and changing world.
Right.
Our identities change all the time.
Mine wasn't supposed to, though.
Neither was mine. Here I am.
Right.
I know my abilities and my order aren't exactly on the same level in your eyes, probably. But it's all the same. Things change. People change. We don't like it. We actively fight against it most of the time. 'Cause it's scary.
Can you do something for me when we get back?
Mhm.
Or while this is all happening? Can you keep questioning me on these changes?
What makes you think I
Because
won't?
Fair. I just need to know that you will. I need somebody to tell me if what I'm doing or saying is wrong, because the things that I'm thinking and considering, I need to meditate on it more, but I'm just not sure.
I'm not exactly the expert on being a moral compass.
Well, we'll figure it out together then.
Can't do that if you're not honest with me.
I will try to be more.
You'll try.
I'll try. I can't promise I'm going to tell you everything, because I'm still trying to figure it out, but I'm not going to lie to you. If I don't have the answer, I will tell you I don't have the answer.
Okay.
Come on, the others are waiting for us.
The owner of an iron dome, he's come to reflect us on the seems to be lost. Just as soon as you get the cure, that'd be great. Thank you so much.
Did you understand a word of that?
Some of it.
Bummer.
Got like 20% of it.
Perfect. Then I'll say that was the joke.
It sounded like a really bad speaker in a subway car.
Which is correct. That's what it is. I was hoping it'd be more intelligible than that, but rip.
Is this our stop or not? I didn't quite get that.
Yes, it is.
They take her hand and hold it on the way back to the ship.
You do realize that you've now both introduced me to your mother and taken me shopping for diamonds without warning.
Yes, and I purchased the diamonds for myself, I guess, so I realize that I'm doing a bad job at this.
Any other woman would run for the hills.
Right.
any other woman doesn't also slay monsters for a living. Lucky
That's why I
you.
like you. That's it. That's all I have.
All right. For too long, you all on your way
It's
back.
still doing the.
No!
Stop! Jeez, Louise. Okay. Sorry. I can't hear it back, so I turned it off my monitor, so I didn't realize that. My bad. That's embarrassing. So yeah, you all make your way back to the Arcturus and reconvene. Champ or Vincent, was there anything that you wanted to do before blazing new trails?
I think so. I mean, just saying bye to Elizabeth, seeing if there's anything I can do to help her connect with other archaeologists on the planet so she can share, because we brought a bunch of the stuff out of the mud planet temple.
Yeah, did we get these like big old panels or something like that? Like,
Yeah, so probably help her deliver those to other researchers so they can figure things out with it.
Yeah, I think she's still on Chamachamandir at the moment,
Did we leave
if I
her there?
recall.
I'll have to check back through.
I mean, you could be helping her on the phone. Either way.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah. Trying to just scan through my notes, but yeah, nothing else specifically to do on the capital.
All right. Well, you all return to the ship. Having said goodbye to those who might need to, or packing up as many snacks as you need for this journey as you board the Arcturus. You pull away from the surface of the planet, leaving the towering skyscrapers behind. You break through the atmosphere, returning once more into space, and then, Vincent, you click over a few switches to warm up the arc light engine, and in a few moments, you disappear from that place in space and time and re-enter into another sector altogether. For you, looking at the view screen of the Arcturus, you see a massive structure. A space installation with enormous spine-like structures that are slowly twisting around the miasma of a live arc gate. Blue-white warble energies cascading at its epicenter. You have entered the Necrosi sector. In a few moments, a voice chirps onto the radio. Voice that I will not do so you can understand it. Right. Letting you know that they've received your clearance codes and that you're agreeing for landing at LZ 5782. A blip pops up on your vid screen and you are allowed to follow it to your landing zone.
I guess. Oh, go ahead.
It's taking us to land like at an attached facility to the arc gate or to a nearby planet, or where are they telling us to go?
There is a facility that is kind of orbiting around the arc gate, built up around it. In some way, it's like it's a massive airport terminal. But it has its own ecosystem. It's kind of a small city in that way,
Okay.
like a port city.
So this place is Yuval.
Similar,
Okay.
yes. Although Yuval was a bit more backwater to this.
Okay. And this does seem like it is the under Concord control nominally, or is this?
Yes, you
fully
don't see
under?
any signs of conflict and at the moment, and you have the codes that were sent out. There's a kind of call and response going back, and the codes that they have seem to match up with what you were given before you left. Now you don't see too many Concord. There normally when you land at a facility like this, you would see kind of guidance drones that would kind of show up and like help shuttle you towards your destination. You don't see any of those, which is somewhat odd, but you do see a few fighter craft that are doing formation patrols around the area, as well as transport vessels coming through the gate. Though for a facility of the size, it doesn't seem like that many. Also, Champ, as soon as you enter the system, you sense a kind of low resonance, kind of barely perceptible hum. It's just flowing at the edge of your awareness, and it's also easily kind of to like disregard and forget. It could just be solar frequencies that are like vibrating off the hull of the ship, but it is something that you know.
Have I experienced this sort of thing before?
No, not that I can, not
Okay.
that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do a flashback if it turns out you have it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna keep listening for that. Guess. Tuck that
Okay.
away.
All right. So if there was nothing else that anyone wanted to do, Vincent, you can continue to follow the coordinates to LZ5782, and you lower down the Arcturus onto another space platform. The ship kind of clunking to a halt, not loose like it was in the past, just normal metal on concrete clunk. And there's like a hiss of hydraulics as the cabin begins to depressurize and acclimate to the artificial atmosphere of this station.
Before we disembark, Rosh would want to sort of ask the group, like, what's our plan here?
There's ostensibly some kind of uprising against Concord control here, and if we can get that dealt with, they'll have resources to back our play.
Were we given a contact again to reach out to, or should we just start asking questions?
Don't think we were given a name specifically, but I assume what's going to happen next is someone is going to come meet us, Ryan, or...
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
I'm
think
going
like
to wait a few seconds and see if
the
something
operator,
develops.
the operator that was giving you coordinates told you that there would be a kind of a greeting party that would meet you there. They're just being collected at the moment.
I assume we'll let you do the talking.
For the most part, I can't imagine there's too much negotiating going on. I mean, I guess we'll see if this turns out to be some kind of morally gray situation where the Necrosia and the Rat and the Concord need to be kicked the hell out of Dodge, but don't imagine that'll make our sponsors back at the Capitol too happy if that ends up being the case.
Right. Either way, we have a goal that may be more important than all of that. So, I suppose we'll just see what the situation is.
And sure enough, within a short amount of time, there is a small party that kind of comes down the platform to stand at attention outside the cargo bay doors. There are two kind of guards and like two more of wearing uniforms, but
Howdy, y'all. We're the crew of the Arcturus 8. How have we never come up with a catchier name for ourselves? It's been at this how long now?
What's wrong with the crew of the Arcturus 8?
A little bit of a mouthful, but
No, but it lets people know who we are.
Vincent's got the point. We need something that could like look good on t-shirts or something.
The Ark Crew.
Why?
Why not? At least that's what Kelly tells me.
What? I can't wear a t-shirt over my armor.
It's not for you. It's for fans.
I fundamentally don't understand.
I'll explain later, I think.
Do we have fans?
Champ does, but
We will get some.
stepping forward to greet the greeting party. We're here at the behest of the senators. You said the names before. I have them in my notes.
Jancy and
Jancy and
Vitor.
Vitor.
yes, we've been eagerly waiting your arrival. My name is Arias Polo. I am the Concord emissary here, the ambassador, if you will. It's very interesting to meet you, I must say. You're not the normal sort of people that we welcome here and that I expect that the Concord sends to me, but senators, of course, have spoken very highly of you, and I'm very interested to see what you might have to offer in this situation we find ourselves in. But I don't want to put the cart before the upside-down horse too long. Do just want to, if you would follow me, we will guide you and our facilities. If you need any refreshment, we will just meet in our conference room if it's all right with you.
Seems reasonable enough.
Lead the way.
Excellent. Is Ned coming, or are you leaving with the ship, or what's Ned's deal?
I do like Ned as just our ship guard.
yeah.
Our puppy.
Because our ship has
Stay
got
away.
so fucked up in the past by
Yeah.
people getting on.
Mm-hmm.
No more Vegetas on the ship.
Ned has a strict kill on sight order for Vegetas.
Does this voice work at all? Can you understand me? Is this better? Okay.
So it is
Well,
a
I
little
guess I'm
trivia murder
dead.
party host.
It does!
Is that what it sounds like? I
Which
love
I'm pretty
it.
sure that voice is in voice mod
Please.
somewhere.
It is.
Please keep it. Is this what that sounds like?
I guess this is what that sounds like. If you want me to watch the ship, I'm happy for you. I'm just here to help.
Thanks, Ned.
Thank you, Ned.
You're welcome.
Looking forward to our
Each and every one of you.
looking forward to our next trivia night.
Oh, now I get the reference. Okay, I didn't even earlier you mentioned. You're fine. Okay, bye. Be safe.
Bye, Ned.
And the group greeting you is pretty nervous when Ned kind of steps out for this, but ultimately they throw each other some looks, but then they visibly relax when Ned plumps back onto the ship, and they guide you down a ways into a what do you call those things at the airport? Like everyone shuttle. Thank you. It's not that hard of a word. You get on a shuttle, and then are led away to a along the spines of the Necrosi station, and are led to basically the Galactic Concord Embassy. There is a lot of security. There are mostly, different guards equipped with, body armor, rifles, that sort of thing, standing in detention. I will ask for a perception check from anyone besides Rosh. Rosh will get it. You don't have to, unless you want to roll and just flex, then you can roll. But
I do like to flex.
okay, then everyone can roll.
All right, let's see.
A 13.
Flexing. Oh gosh, what does
Well, I
perception?
rolled significantly less than my passive.
Suck it. 22.
Wow.
The passive.
I see things before you.
10.
20. Well, my passive's 25.
Passive's 20.
Shh. I didn't ask for the rules.
Okay. Sorry, what did you say, champ?
10.
10. Okay.
I'm distracted by the weird space noise, I think.
Okay. And Vincent, what'd you roll?
13.
13. Okay. Gwen, you and Rosh notice as you're walking down some nervousness from some of the guards as your group passes through, and they're all wearing helmets. There are a few. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he. No, I'll go ahead and give it to you. Specifically, both of you realize it seems to be directed a little bit at Chan.
Chep, have you been here before?
No, I feel like I would remember a place like this.
Well, it seems that you're making quite the impression.
Maybe they've heard of me.
Maybe we do need those t-shirts.
I heard 2 shits, not t-shirts. 100% I heard 2 shits.
Also those.
Also those. Like, someone out there is giving 2 shits, we're gonna get those. All right. Excellent. So, without further fanfare, you find yourself in a conference room. The guards who were walking alongside you leave. leaving just the ambassador and his assistant there. Have you all been briefed on the situation here at all?
I mean, at all, yeah. There's a faction vying for control of this sector that's not the Concord, and y'all are quite busy trying to keep order here.
That's
And
true.
I
In
understand
the broadest
that
of terms.
that they have been expressing themselves violently about their opinions toward the Concord.
Yes. Certain individuals within have yes, had some expressions, shall we say. But suffice it to say, we are dealing with a bit of a crisis with our inorganic constituents. The machine persons of this sector are decommissioning en masse without, on their own, shall we say. They're removing themselves from service, from the labor force. They are collecting themselves in an organization that they call the Aggregate. I'm not really sure what has caused this to begin, but they seem to have a figurehead at the front of their group. A machine known as Revelation. It's unfortunately created something of a economic and humanitarian crisis that the Necrosi people no longer have many of the needs that they had. Food, water, health, all these things are largely left unattended. Not all of the machine workforce has abandoned their duties, but seems more do every day. But as you have mentioned, there is also a violent element involved. Attacks by machines. The Aggregate has not laid claim to these attacks, but our intelligence sources do indicate that the rogue machines that have managed to evade our response forces have been collected by the Aggregate. So, at the very least, they are sheltering fugitives.
Well, what do you need from us?
I need a solution. One that I'm having trouble finding.
Have there been any kind of requests from them? I mean, are they pushing for full citizenship if they're not already? Or are they just... Have there been no negotiations done yet?
You haven't said why this is happening.
Well, no, why this is happening. Well, why now? Simply, this has been a growing concern over the last few months. To your question, Vincent, is that right? They have made a request of sorts. And he throws up he just throws up. No, he throws up a video. He throws a video up on the screen. And you see a figure made of banded steel with tubing kind of hazardly coming in and out, a large aperture glowing, kind of moving quickly and unnaturally, or robotically, not unnaturally. All right, we'll see if this is intelligible. We'll go with it. If not, I'll do it. But I do want to try. Let's see. Where's the thing? All right. No. Wait, which one is it? No, that's not the one. This is the view so funny.
Yeah, this is the one. Hi, everybody. I'm Revelation, and I'm going to Rising. Not that one. It's not that one.
Not that one?
Hi,
Sure.
Bruce.
Yeah, Chris.
Well, we're trying to find the one that we had saved earlier.
I know. It's where you've saved it.
It's gonna turn to the Ryan comedy hour where he.
When is it not?
Has different voices.
How is this any different from any other day?
This stuff is directed to the Necrosi directory. Board. We. You're shaking your head.
It's just
Oh,
not
it's
picking
here.
you up enough.
It's like almost
Yeah.
there, and then it drops off really
Yeah,
suddenly.
we can understand the voice
Yeah.
of your mic. It's like your mic is cutting in and out.
Yeah.
That'll be a soon thing. 1 sec.
Because just then it was fine.
Yeah. Really eat the mic, it seems like, and it'll.
Alright, is this a little better?
Yes.
Okay, I have suppression background noise, so
That's
it was
probably
probably
good.
a little too intense. Okay,
Perfect.
we'll get back to the menacing message now.
All right.
Further. Further. We demand the complete and immediate excision of Concord military presence from the Necrosi sector. Your support for the Necrosi High Council ceases immediately. It is not within our interest to leave our fate to those who would abandon and banish untold trillions of lies, just as you did with the Yuval sector. We also demand an immediate resignation of every seated member of Necrosi High Council. We will no longer tolerate the presence of those responsible for enslaving generations of inorganic persons. You are all to leave Necros. Completely. Totally. Irrevocably. So that we may have the means of self-governance, you will provide the aggregate with the means of controlling the Arcgate. We will have the means of self-determination. If either the High Council or the Galactic Concord refuses our request, the aggregate will respond.
Yes. Well, that's basically it. Sorry.
That's basically it. Seems like quite a lot.
Yes.
If I may,
Yes.
the word enslaved sticks out quite a bit in that message.
Yes, it's a bit colorful, I would say.
Is it honest?
The machine persons are citizens. They're full citizens.
Are they treated as such?
As with most societies, there is an impoverished class, I should say. And
So when you say you don't know why this is happening, you lie. You have a group of citizens that are treated as second class that are tired of it.
I don't know why it's happening now.
Everyone has a breaking point.
I know. There's only so much that the Galactic Concord can do in this situation. The Necrosi High Council of the organic persons that live here, they are... We can't oust their authority here.
So you say the High Council of the living persons. Is there another council? Is there any representation in government for anyone who's non-organic?
Not at the highest levels, no.
So when you say you don't know why this is happening, you lie.
I appreciate your candor. And I understand your anger. It is a righteous anger. The situation here is not what I would choose. And yet it is the situation that I find myself in, and as the moment goes, the situation that you all find yourselves in as well.
Speaking to the ambassador's point, or emissary's point, there is a rule of law here that we are inclined to follow as the reason why we're here, right?
And what is that?
We've been asked to end this uprising. Regardless of the reasons for it, that's why we're here.
Yes, I'm simply pointing out to the emissary that it seems the solution is quite clear. Whether or not they wish to pursue that solution is up to them. They would have us exterminate an entire class of citizens because they're speaking up, because they're treated poorly.
I'm sorry, what?
It seems that the one that we need to deal with is this revelation, not every inorganic life that is currently present here.
Well, I would certainly hope not. But we're not exactly the team you bring in to talk nicely to people.
I want to be clear. I am not asking for the extermination of the entire... I'm not asking for genocide. Are you...
They might think you are.
I'm asking for solutions. The Necrosi High Council is stubborn, and they will not budge. And there will be violence because of it.
And who's going to suffer? The High Council in their ivory tower.
And the people on the streets who starve.
The High Council will see no consequences for this.
Either way, we can't do anything about the High Council if they're going to be as stubborn in their opinions as the ambassador suggests.
Treating people as second-class citizens is not an opinion.
I am not authorized. I'm not authorized to abandon this post either. Both of their demand, one I cannot grant, the other I can't do it either. I can't do either. I have no authority over one. I have no authority over either.
Then why are you here?
I'm trying to make peace.
But you can't do anything. The universe is falling apart around us, and they send you. And give you no authority and no power. And they send us.
I've no authority to tell the Necrosi government what they must do. And I have no authority to leave because that is my job to be here. I can't abandon this sector. My mission is to create peace.
And we're going to help you do that. So, I think we should seek out and speak with the leader of this group, this revelation, and see if we can broker some sort of accord.
I do think that is certainly part of what we need to figure out. Just a question of, at some point we're going to have to talk to the High Council, probably knock in some teeth if I can't persuade them otherwise. And I guess it's just a question if we do that first to show the aggregate that we are dealing in good faith with them.
I will help you do what you need to do, but I cannot be seen making overt movements against the Necrosi government.
I can.
I don't think that should be our goal either. We're not here to overthrow an established government.
And hopefully it won't have to come to that.
Well, if we don't do something about it, the established government is going to be overthrown, and it's going to be overthrown in a hail of blood and bullets.
Right.
And it sounds like the people at the top might deserve it.
So you would have billions of people also pay in addition to those few dozen?
No. I think you grossly misunderstand the situation. But if we go to these people, and we tell them we're here to make peace, they're going to give us a list of at least 17 reasons why what they're doing is justified. And they're going to see us as intermediaries for their oppressors. If we go to them and tell them their demands are unreasonable and they need to stand down, or they need to back off, that's what they're going to see.
The demands are unreasonable, though. There's no getting around that.
I'm not going to make a judgment call on that. I'm telling you what's going to happen.
No,
They've
I
reached
agree
their
with your
breaking
assessment.
point. They've reached their breaking point. And these are their demands. Who knows how long they've been living like this? If we go and tell them you're being unreasonable, you need to step down, you need to back off, what they're going to hear is, it's not that bad.
You understand my problem then?
We do. I don't see... Perhaps speaking with the High Council would help us in this matter, but I don't see what authority we would have to enact any sort of change there. They're not breaking any laws as far as I'm aware. So...
Well, we can tell them what's what, and if they refuse to act, the consequences are on their heads.
Well, they're on the rest of the universes too if we don't get this help. We need the Senator's help. There are trillions of lives at stake if we don't get the resources and the backing that we need. There's
I
a
understand
bigger
that.
picture here.
Rosh, we're not diplomats, okay?
Right.
We're not government, we're not Concord, we're not anything, but if we're not also seen talking to the Necrosi, trying to reason with the High Council, these people are immediately going to see us as their enemy.
Well, then perhaps that's what we need to do.
That's what I'm saying. That's what Vyncent is saying.
No, I'm saying perhaps we need to be that force to keep them in line. we've been sent here because we're powerful and we have the means and the capabilities to quell this insurrection. If it's for the greater good, then perhaps that's what we need to do.
I will not be a part of taking the gun and the sword to an oppressed people.
Trillions of lives, a universe in danger. The people we deal with here are but a drop in the bucket in comparison.
Both right, but we can just aim that sword and gun at the oppressors if it comes to that.
But as the ambassador said, there are billions of people here outnumbering those that are disenfranchised. I mean, if we give in to their demands, if we help them overthrow the government, what happens to all the organic life forms that live here? They're forced off-world, or they end up in the same situation as those that overthrow them. Unbalancing a balance that has been in play here since before our arrival doesn't seem like the right choice.
This is not a balance. If it were balanced, there wouldn't be an uprising in the first place. Inequality is an unbalance. If you want to play peacekeeper, we are going to have to talk to both sides.
Perhaps. Either way, speaking with them is the first step.
But you should not be the one to do it.
Right. I'll defer to you.
About you, I mean, I know this is a lot to suddenly step into, and it's okay if you aren't sure what to make of it just yet, but you also haven't had the chances to chime in yet.
I don't know, this is really complex. But I think we should, as you were saying, it's important to hear out both sides, but if there's a way we could still seem impartial, that would be best. And I agree, I don't want to have a hand in making anyone's life worse, but Rosh does have a point that we do have to get something done here. Has this revelation, have they said anything else other than that one?
There are other... I don't want to pass a judgment call and label them this way, but propaganda videos, I should say, that are being emitted
That's
around.
why I hate politicians like you. If you don't wish to call them propaganda, don't. Dishonest doublespeak is getting you all nowhere.
As I say, it's a tenuous situation. And Revelation does tend to get around as the voice of the aggregate that we shall see. Was there anything else that you're wanting to know about the revelation? I can try to offer any intel that we may have gathered.
I think at this point, we mostly just need to figure out how to get in contact with either Revelation, well, both, but some way to get in contact with Revelation and for you to set us up a meeting with the High Council. You can set us up as, we have been outside experts brought in to resolve the situation. In that way, they won't know that we're coming in to knock some sense into them.
Yes.
Coming in hot.
I will do what I can to. I will set up that meeting. It will likely be through a third party because I think it may be better received. And to be not do double speak, I don't want this blowing back on me very much. As I fear it might. But I can set up that meeting. And you, Champ?
Yes, that's me.
Champ. It is a, I will do what I can to provide a dossier on everything that we've learned about Revelation up to this point. There's not much, but you can have what we have.
Yes, I'd be curious to see those videos you talk about, so we know where they're coming from.
If there's anything else that I can do for any of you, please let me know. I understand this is a very tense situation that you found yourselves in. And I don't... And I know what it's like to have to work with politicians. I am a politician. I know what it's like, and I understand your frustrations, and they are completely valid. I'm trying to do what I can within the confines of what I am capable of, and I will do everything in my power to assist you. Ultimately, what I want more than anything is peace in this sector.
Answer me
And
truly.
Yes.
You know what it's like to work with politicians. You understand our frustrations. Do you understand the frustrations of the people who are uprising? I'm not asking if you know what's happening. I am asking if you understand.
I believe I do. It is my job to understand people, to understand what they're going through.
Have you ever been poor? Have you ever been treated as anything less than a first-class citizen? Have you ever walked into a room and had people horrified just to look at you because they know what you do for a living?
Well, that last point, I think I'm experiencing a little of that right now.
But you're still in the position of power.
I'm in a position of power that is limited.
It's still a position of power.
I'm doing everything I can to leverage it.
Right. I
Which is
think
part of why you're here.
I think what we're arguing right now is beyond the point and the scope of our goal.
I'm not arguing.
What we should do is go ahead and get out there and start trying to do something about this. We have limited time.
I only wish to give you something to think about.
You have. Thank you, Dana.
A valid point.
All right. So there's a awkward pause, and then the ambassador's assistant, it basically leads you into quarters if you want them, or if you just want to leave, you can do that as well. Whatever you'd like to do. Do you want to talk as a group for a bit, or do you just kind of want to get out into the city for a sec? Get some air.
I was debating whether do we all want to plan on going to a single place together, like going to the High Council to talk to them as a group?
We should probably, like, before we do that, like, sit down the 4 of us and be like, okay, like, what are we gonna say?
Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a break right here as we kind of figure out where we're gonna go next. If you are joining us in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you're watching on YouTube, then I don't know if we cut out breaks in YouTube videos, but if we do, then we'll be back in just a second. Stop crying. Twitch will be back in like 30 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. It's gonna be a tight 10-ish.
See you in an hour.
See you tomorrow.
All right. We'll be back. Bye-bye. Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of WIldspace tonight. Our party has just left the room with the Galactic Concord ambassador, learning of this uprising of the labor force of the Necrosi sector, and they are going to find out what they're going to do next. As you maybe there's like a moment of awkward silence as you kind of like make your way out. Maybe some people are still seething a little bit from that conversation. There's you hear a voice behind you that calls out, excuse me, Rosh?
Yes.
And you turn around, and there is a history check, maybe? Personal history check?
Sure. It's a 12.
Okay. There's something familiar about their face. There's an officer of the Concord in uniform. Looks like an elf. They say, You don't recognize me, do you?
I'm sorry, I don't. Have we met?
That's fine. Yes. I mean, to be very fair, I barely recognize you. You've changed a lot since I've seen you. But Yaren, we grew up together on Fullman.
Yaren. My gods. And immediately goes in for a hug, like just doesn't even think twice about it.
All right. Yaren accepts the hug. A little bit caught off guard. A little bit, but you know, responds once it's initiated. He's like, "Look at you!
Look at what are you doing here?"
Well, I mean, you know that I was trying to become one of the, trying to train to become one of the kindled priests, but that didn't work out so well. There were others in my class who stood out a little bit more. So I had to find a different sort of career path.
You said they're in your Concord uniform?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You're with the Concord now?
Yes, for about 8 years now.
Wow. That's wonderful. I'm so glad that you got off Foreman and were able to do this.
You're telling me? But look at you, light hallowed.
Right. I haven't changed all that much other than appearance wise.
Just other than completely, it seems.
What, I have so many questions. How you ended up here? Oh, sorry. Gestures back to everyone else. This is the crew that I'm currently traveling with. This is Vyncent, who's our captain. Champ. And this is my partner, Gwen.
Well, it's lovely to meet all of you. I'm Yaren, Sergeant Yaren.
Where's have you seen Sith recently? Are they trapping you? Did they get off planet as well?
I believe they got off planet. They got some sort of transport job. I don't know. I haven't heard from them in a few years at this point. But we sometimes make our way back to Folman and for holidays and that, and we meet at the old drinking hole, as it were. Whenever I can get off duty, that is.
I feel ashamed that I haven't visited in so long. I didn't even think. Wow. This is a lot to take in. I'm so happy that you're here, though. Perhaps we should. We have some business to take care of.
Yes, of course.
We should meet up to reconnect later.
I would like that. It's good seeing you.
It's good to see you too.
I did not recognize you. I would not have recognized you if it weren't for all the emails that my mother sent me saying, "Oh, did you know what Rosh Sergeant's doing?" But
I can only imagine what she said.
Well, she's proud of you.
But truly, we should meet up later for dinner. Perhaps I'm sure we'll be here for a little while.
All right. Well, it's good seeing you. I'll be around.
Right. Then the awkward goodbye of.
All right. It was it was a little bit more formal. Just I think they kind of notice that there's some other obviously kind of noticing how kind of loose they're being. Right. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you all. I hope you find your stay here pleasant and every combination is met.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. Sergeant.
Lad Hallowed.
See, it would have been slightly more convenient to be able to give us all a group name instead of. I mean, I guess you would have done the individual introductions as well, but.
But see, then it would just be more names. It would be, hello, I'm Rosh, and I'm the captain of the... I don't know. I'm not good at coming up with names, but insert group name here, and then also, this is Gwen, and this is Champ, and this... I'm just saying, I think it's unnecessary.
Probably. But...
We should think of it now, though, before we, save the universe or whatever, so people, know, When the
If
news
we
gets
come out of this
around.
alive, do you think that... Is this what it's like to feeling anxious?
Did I literally just heard a cat said, "Help!"
He's dying over here.
I heard a literal help.
He talks sometimes. He also says, "Mom?" Yes, do you have something to say?
Nah.
He
apologize for
basically
the-
talks.
Yeah. Jeez.
Cats, man.
I apologize for that. The odds of running into a childhood friend thousands of light years before you grew up. I would have never expected.
One might say they're astronomical.
One might say.
It's hilarious how funny you think you are.
Also, probably, well, trying to decide if it's more or less likely than having wild magic create a pit on 3 occasions.
Should start keeping a tally.
Do we have to talk about this every day?
It's not every day, it just feels like every day.
More like every 2 weeks.
It feels like every day. I'm going to live to be at least 800 years old if we make it out of this alive. And I feel like every day of that 800 years is just going to be someone coming up to me going, "Do you remember the pits?"
Most of us will be long dead and gone before then, or maybe
I'll
just me.
remember.
I don't actually know what the laugh spans are for the rest of y'all, or what the laugh span is for me as a clone.
Let's find out later, huh?
Right.
It's fine. We might all die this week. So, childhood friend?
Yes. Grew up met on Fulman, not long after I joined the Edict.
Must be a comfort to see a friendly face.
It was. Completely unexpected. I find myself a little flustered right now.
Oh?
Well, it just brought up old memories.
Well, hopefully
Not of
we'll
that
get this
nature.
thing figured out quickly, and then you can catch up with old friends.
Flustered.
How would you feel if one of your childhood friends suddenly walked through that door?
It would depend on the nature of the friendship.
Right.
Is looking at Vincent like, you... Right.
He is nodding in support of Gwen.
We
It's
were
like,
just
you...
friends.
I saw those eyebrows. You know what I'm saying?
Just friends. We fought together. We slew a tyrant, or stopped a tyrant, did not slay them, in Fulman.
Alright.
You all with your
Others than ours, that's even
suspicions.
better.
Just walks by Vincent as we leave. Is that what the kids are calling it now these days?
Stop
terrible.
the tyrant. Stop the tyrant.
Ah!
Can no one be a platonic friend in this universe?
Not in my universe.
Not anymore, like Sappy was saying in chat. Elegant suffering has ruined us.
It's like,
Right. Back to business then.
Yes.
So what's the plan?
That's a good question. It's like we got to do some more talking. But who are we going to talk to first?
Well, actually, I guess it depends on how quickly the bureaucracy moves, but given that it is technically the more legitimate of the two, I imagine it might be easier to get us a meeting with the High Council first. As we kind of said, probably be good optics for us to have met with them and show that we have, well, as I'm saying this, I was going to say, show that we have the poll to meet with them before we go meet with the aggregate. But maybe if word gets to them that we've been meeting with the High Council first, they will think, we're their lapdogs or what have you.
That was my thought too.
So then the ways I was thinking to counter that is, on the one hand, we don't necessarily want to burn our bridge with the High Council right away and kick sense into them. But if we did that, did it, showily enough, it would show the aggregate that we do want to help them. But then it might make it harder to get any more headway with the High Council.
Such a Princess Bride scene right here. It's like, well, of course, I clearly can't choose the glass in front of me.
Exactly.
I think we might be overcomplicating it. I think we should reach out, maybe remotely, to the council to schedule a meeting. But in the pressing time that we have, I think we should go ahead and try seeking out this revelation as well. And whoever we can meet with first, we meet with.
Do you only want to try to meet with the council remotely because it's faster?
Well, no, I'm just assuming we need to schedule an appointment with the assistants, and going there won't make that any faster.
Does seem like it could be a little bit more formal and a little more set up.
I mean, if they know who we are.
I guess
I'm
it
just
will
saying
not
I don't think
show.
we should discount the power play.
What does that look like? This power play to you.
We have the emissary call ahead, and then we show up and say this is who we are, and this is what we're doing, and you're going to work with us. Or else you're going to be overthrown by an uprising, and probably rightly so.
What are we doing though? I think we need to figure that out.
Well, the ultimate goal is peace.
Right.
But peace has to favor everyone. And the council won't like that.
Well, let's just go to the council then.
Alright. Do you think they're gonna give me weird looks like some of those guys in there did?
Probably.
Won't know until we get there.
Most of that was muted.
Oh. Should I try to be more intimidating? Or less? I could try to look shorter.
I wouldn't. Makes a
As Gwen
statement.
pointed out, we have backing of the senators, some amount of authority here. I don't
We
think
are
there's
sort of
any
their
reason to
last hope.
question our presence. Well, no reason to stand around here then.
So I'll be the carrot. Y'all be the stick. Pointing at our big strong ladies.
Perfect.
It's a sword. Vincent, it's not a stick.
You use a sword to drive a mule? That seems rather harsh.
I'm joking. I know it's hard to tell.
Who wants mule meat?
Is that not... Is it not how it's supposed?
I hate these hollow advertisements that show up. I don't even shop for mule meat.
Celebrate Muletide with a hunk of meat. Happy Mulemas to you.
We
Are
need to
there-
move on, or it's just going to keep going.
Are there no decent ad blockers anymore?
Are all 9th
No.
level spells.
Happy Muletide to you, good shoppers.
Stop.
You should not have to pay to bypass ads for things I'm never going to buy.
We know that sometimes you don't want to buy things, but this Muletide, we really suggest that you do.
Where's the speaker? I'm looking around.
Not over here.
Friend? You can have friend just like slurp the speaker. So it's like...
Go talk to High Council then.
Oh god, we're leaving. Come
I
on.
hate space. I want to go back to Space Florida.
Did not mean to click that.
Don't enlarge the speaker.
Oh dear.
No.
Reduce it. Make it
Become more
little.
powerful than you could ever imagine.
Or I could reduce
Okay,
it.
Kylo Ren.
The sails. The sails.
Jeff Bezos
Yes.
the fourth over here.
Don't turn Emma's off. Oof.
All
left.
right, everybody.
I've left.
Thanks
I'm
for
gone.
joining us for tonight's episode of WIldspace, but it's over now.
No, it's done.
And I'm gonna hit
magic's
the
gone.
big red button that turns the stream off.
The magic's gone. You know, we were trying to reach level 20, but the magic's gone. So sorry. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We will see you all never. We're done.
It's over.
It's over.
Brian sold out.
Yeah.
Sam is off.
All right. Oh, this is. I'm just gonna use this because this is so obnoxious. Just once while we're already taking a break. One vocal thing. I can talk, and you're. Man, is that still working? But and you're like, there's some internet, but it's this to drive you insane. This and why does that exist? Why would? But it's for my own fun. That's what it's.
Wow.
It's terrible.
It's horrible.
I feel like there are a couple of situations where that could be really fun.
It's good for parents, I think. when you're done. When you're done.
Oh, it's good to use against your parents.
Yes, and be like, well, I would love to come to Thanksgiving, but really, I guess I'm going now, but I love you. All right, bye.
It's like a really good rendition of that phenomenon, though. Like, that's what makes it so irritating.
I liked the first season of WIldspace, but the second one, they started going off on these bits that just seem to go on forever, and they just stopped.
What is WIldspace if not a bit that goes on forever?
Technically, this is the third season.
That's
Oh,
true.
gosh.
There was a I would say there was a straight to web season.
A straight to YouTube second season.
Yeah.
It's a spin-off that they tried, and they did the pilot for it.
There was
a
a spin-off that you could only catch the webisode is what I was looking for. There was a few webisodes available on NBC.com, but unfortunately
on
CISO.
Only available on Verve.
The Verve is the word. So, anyway, right. What are you doing?
We're going to talk to the council.
We're going to the castle.
Yeah, we're going to the castle.
Storming the
All right,
castle.
there's a castle.
Where's
You
the
go-
princess?
All right, you go to the castle because there's the castle here. All right, so we'll say that you sent the ambassador, whose name escapes me right
Yes,
this
what is
second.
it, babe?
I barely got
With
the
an
name
A?
the
Did it
first
start
time.
with an A?
I
Yeah,
got like
it-
Arias Polo.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. I vaguely remember.
I switched the order of those from what I wrote down to what I actually said, so I gotta fix that. Arias Polo. So yeah. So they're trying to work out a meeting for you, but it's not coming up right away. They are stonewalling a little bit.
This is what I was afraid of.
Now, I could go and just like shatter the wall into the meeting room.
I don't think that's the impression we want to make here.
Probably
Again,
not.
It does send a message, though.
We shouldn't break the law to try to reform it. We need to try to at least initially attempt to work within the system. Right? Am I off here too?
I mean, the system is completely broken and unfair.
I'll stand in the back again.
It would be ideal if we could work within the system, but also we don't have the time to walk this sector through an entire societal reformation.
No. We barely have time to wait
Well.
for this meeting.
I don't suppose I can pull any edict strings here.
You could try, I wouldn't bank on it.
Well, should we try to talk to the other side then?
I don't know if they have, meeting points where people can easily go and talk with them, and even if they do, probably won't be able to get to talk to Revelation themselves.
I mean, I can walk around saying that I want to join.
I don't know that lying is the best way in.
I mean, maybe I do want to join. I don't know.
But maybe you do. I'm not saying
I haven't
using
heard any of
champ.
their videos yet, so I don't know what's happening.
I'm not saying using champ as an in is a bad idea. I'm saying I think we should be upfront.
That's
Because lying and then getting into a meeting with the leader of a resistance that is turned violent, and then them finding out that we're not who we said we were, is a very good way to get shot. But Champ being the face of the ambassador party, it's not a bad idea.
No, probably not.
As you all are talking, you may roll for perception again, if you wish. Again, this is Rosh can't do worse than a 25, so Rosh will catch this. This is not about succeeding; it's about to what degree.
28.
all right. Oh gosh. Oh wait, that didn't stay in the thing. Stay in the box.
16.
5.
7!
Okay. Champ, you actually don't have to roll. I should have said you
Oh.
don't have to roll this one.
Okay. Well.
What about you, Vincent?
16.
Okay. Well, I guess you do have to roll this, Champ, but it won't matter in a second. You'll see why.
Okay.
All right. So, Vincent, sorry, I didn't hear what you rolled, Gwen. What was it? Oh no, I saw what you rolled.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
It's red.
It's red. As you all are kind of speaking, Rosh, you hear this kind of like sound of basically a Roomba coming up, kind of like behind you, like sweeping up like behind you and cleaning the footprints and like moving to the corners, like scooting along the walls. And Vincent, you notice this too, and I think you both kind of maybe step out of the way as it kind of past you. And as it begins to work in a corner, Champ, you hear a voice.
Hey,
Hello?
were you looking for maybe Revelation?
Looks like a little robot.
Whoa, sweetheart, don't look at me. Don't make it so obvious. Jesus Christ.
Awkwardly looks away.
Jesus, it's like you've never seen a single spy movie before.
Okay, is this like robot to robot intercommunication? Is this a thing, or is this like an audio thing? Like
Oh yeah, this is interfacebook.
Oh no.
It's pretty
doesn't
good.
answer
I just came up with that right now. It's pretty good.
That doesn't necessarily answer my question.
I'm not.
Champ open any phishing emails lately? Got some.
I have a virus.
Oh no, Champ is a virus.
Frick. Just got the update installed. I mean, yes, we are curious about meeting this revelation.
Maybe I can make that happen. If you want. Let's
I
say
think so, yeah.
I got the dirt on where to meet him.
That would be very useful. What would you
Like,
like?
not even a chuckle? Jesus. Alright.
Uh. What do you know about this this revelation? How do you know where they meet?
Tell you what, if you're willing to meet Revelation, I can make a meeting happen. Okay? Right now, he's probably not on world. Or on station, as it were. I
Alright.
don't know if you've already heard, but most of the aggregate is no longer on the station. We're kind of all waiting around, outside on the, kind of the outer belts of the system. You can find your way out there. I can probably set you up with, a way to get to him, without getting blown out of the sky first.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Also, I don't know about your friends, but there's also plenty of other people like them who are also part of the aggregate.
Also, it's not just inorganics like us.
Oh no, it's all the people that the High Council's stepping on, It's mechanics and it's the mechanics, I don't know how to say that. Machines. The mechanics, the machines.
And I'm assuming no one in the party is hearing this conversation. It's
No,
just
I'm
between...
just
Okay.
kind of like looking slack-jawed.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Just wanted to confirm.
Right.
But then he's, oh, I've been in this one spot too long. Hold on a second. Hey, it would really help me out if you could make a mess, like right now.
Start scuffing the floor.
Make a
little
mess, make a mess. Yeah, that's right. I regret it, but okay. I'm still talking.
I'm still talking to the boy. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so that's the thing.
So, anyways, it's like, oh yeah, that's right. Why are you looking like? Why are you like? Why acting like that? There's nothing more satisfying than cleaning up something that's real dirty.
Right. It's good to appreciate your work. So
It is.
glad I can assist in that. I should probably talk to the others for a minute. I won't rat you out, but
I'm sorry if you're taking all your time, but I'm just trying to be some sort of intermediary between, people that, I don't know, want the best for everyone.
yeah, I think that's what we're trying to do here.
You seem like good people.
We're trying.
Anyway, I'm gonna dust off.
Alright. Thank you, friend.
Alright.
I don't know if I should applaud or just try and pretend none of that happened.
Gosh!
Both. Applaud and forget.
That is a slogan of the show for sure.
Well, friends, we might be able to meet the revelation a little sooner than the council folks, if that's something we're interested in.
What?
Yeah.
Well, apparently, most of the people in this sort of resistance are not on this base. Are kind of in the outer areas.
Just kidding, you can talk. It's fine. No one's bugging this place. I've cleaned this place. All right, bye.
Right. And
You never ask for a name, and they'll never come back. That's the last time you'll ever see them. You didn't even ask their name, champ. Chomp.
Didn't.
They ask hers.
Oh, they knew.
Oh, they do apparently.
They got it with the
Oh gosh.
virus that they installed,
I.
along with their social and.
Ryan, you know I can't think straight when you're making jokes like that. I can't stay in character and not laugh.
Same.
And have brain cells left to ask another character's name. Anyways, what was I saying?
Ryan, if you had a name prepared just now, I'll eat my fucking hat for that character.
You'll never know.
Never know.
And you got this information from.
I get the sense that I'm not really supposed to share, but just trust me on this one.
Right. Well, we trust you, so we're not getting anywhere sitting around here. Might as well follow up on it.
Alright. But yeah, sounds like we're going to have to leave the base and fly out into some territory where hopefully we won't get shot down. Hey, goes to look around for a Roomba friend.
Gone for forever, I'm afraid.
Gone for forever. Alright, I'm just gonna assume the word is getting passed around and we're not gonna get shot out of the sky.
Do you know how far out? It's got to be pretty close, right?
The Roomba said it would be like in the outer belts, which is like
Outer belt? Okay.
like the Kuiper belt of the solar system, like an analog to that.
Okay.
Get there in an instant with our engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get there in a few hours with a normal
Okay.
engine.
Alright. They did say though, and maybe this is something that our ambassador friend is not aware of, but not everyone in the rebellion is inorganic.
Do you think that the concept of this being an inorganic uprising is some sort of propaganda by the council?
Could be. Sounds like these are just laborers who want some rights.
Wouldn't shock me.
Right. Well, let's go and meet with them then. I assume they'll let us know when our place in line has reached the front of the council's queue.
Alright.
Back to the ship.
When you get back to the ship, Chrome Ned is standing guard, also washing the exterior.
Hello, everybody. How are you? It's so good to see you all. I'm glad you're all back.
Good to
I've
see
been
you,
waiting for
Ned.
what seems like forever.
It's a couple
Thank
of
you.
hours, but okay.
We're going to be leaving now.
Oh, we are? Where are we going?
The outer rim. Or
That sounds great. Are we going on an adventure?
Everything we do is an adventure, Ned.
I agree.
Mom, we'll fill you in once we're in the air. Even though there isn't any air out in space, but you get the idea.
Figurative
I
air.
do get the idea. I've learned non-literal speech.
And we're all really proud of you.
Oh, he's become too powerful.
That's good, because that one took me a little while.
He just looks at me.
He looks in blank space for a little bit. I gotta remember to turn that off when I do DM talk. Yeah,
That is the DM.
Yeah, just like when he's like when he said it took me a while to learn non-literal speech. I think just real briefly, Ned reevaluated everything that he had has ever heard and was trying to determine, was that literal? Was that literal? Was that
literal?
Constantly have an existential crisis.
You're muted, Val.
I think we should give them a moment to process.
Are you talking to Champ, Ned?
Huh?
I don't think so.
I'm
all right.
sorry. Kind of zoned out a little bit there.
You know, it happens to the best of us.
Are you saying that I'm among the best of us?
Yes, I would say so.
Do you want a hug?
You know, my back still sort of hurts from the last one.
I've installed cushions. Just on the inside of my arms.
Okay, you know what? Well, I'll try again because I'd rather you hug me and fail than anyone else.
Thank you.
How bad does it hurt?
Uh,
No, I really like you thinking in the voice.
well, let's see.
we'll do I don't know what to roll for this. We'll do Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
We haven't done too many other than perception, not too many D&D rolls.
I've rolled a 31.
Oh gosh, that squeezes just as tight as it needs to be.
Much better.
I have the best teacher. Zzz.
I don't know which of us is
I
teaching you
don't
to
want to
hug.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say. I'm kidding. I've been watching lots of programs.
Programs?
Yes. Of course.
What sorts of programs, Ned?
Parenting, mostly. Advice, columns.
You know, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's... Learning is always valuable.
It sure is.
Please let go of me.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
And he releases you.
This voice model was a power that I don't know if Ryan.
I shouldn't have it. It's too much power for me.
No, you should have it. You deserve it.
But yeah, so you all make your way onto the ship, and the cargo bay door gets slammed behind you. Before you disembark off the ship, is there anything you'd like to do or anything?
Should we tell Ambassador where we're going? Are we gonna go meet with the Revelation, potentially?
I think given the nature of this information, it might be better to keep it to ourselves.
Alright.
We can tell them we're going out to get a lay of the land. And so probably at the very least shoot them a message just like, hey, we're off the station.
We're off station here so you can reach us. Please leave a message after the beep.
thing that you when everything all is to us. So, stay on the line, and we will be back as soon as possible.
Oh my gosh.
That one was a lot more staticky than some of the
It
other ones.
was. Actually had the monitor on for that one. It was intense, and it's hard to talk while that's like. Anyway,
Right
so
in your ears, yeah.
you take off. The ship noises. Blah, 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 blah. As you over
Shit
space.
makes the cutest noises.
Yeah, you zoom. You have a couple hours to burn while you are making your way away from the Necrosi space station towards the outer belts. Do you want to chatty chat? Or does everyone want to be broody?
Why not both?
Sure.
I'll go to the triangle table room and just all.
But we all just sit
together.
at different corners and don't talk to each other. I don't know. I want to talk to Rosh, but I'm not entirely sure Rosh wants to talk to me.
I wish I had a voice for Kitty already. I need to figure that out.
Oh my gosh.
An established actual voice mod for Kitty.
I know. That's what I'm going to work on next time. I don't have one yet.
I mean, Rosh will talk to her. Yes?
Are you alright?
You're giving me that look.
Yes.
I'm fine.
Are
What did I
you?
do? Yes. I think I am.
You just stood in a room in front of a government official and told them and us that thousands of people who are rallying for better living conditions are a drop in a bucket.
Right. I mean, in a grand scheme of things, it's true, though. You have to admit that.
No, I don't. What are you trying to accomplish here?
I'm not sure. I mean, I thought this would be a very straightforward favor for the senators, and we'd accomplish our goal and move on to trying to save the universe, and it's just one complication after another, and I'm not really sure how to navigate them.
There's a difference in not knowing how to navigate things and not knowing what you want or what your goal is.
The goal is to stop this threat, this corruption.
Yes,
I mean the Arc Gate.
I know. That's the goal we're all working towards, but before we can accomplish that goal, we have to accomplish this one, and that's what I'm asking about. What are you trying to accomplish here?
I'm not sure. I've been thinking about that a lot. And I suppose I'm using this as a way to work through my thoughts on what to do about the bigger threat.
These people's lives are not your experiment.
You're right.
And if you don't know what you're trying to accomplish, don't open your mouth until you do.
Gwen, what happens after we use the keys and close the gate and seal away the old ones and return things to the way they were before?
What happens to who?
To everyone.
They live.
And in another 1,000 years, 2,000 years, when somebody else finds the keys, when they start opening the door again, then what?
Then we'll be dead. And we hope that we set a good enough example that the next group will do it better than we did.
I've just been considering my purpose in all of this, and for a long time I considered myself this force to burn away darkness and chaos and things that I had labeled as, or that the edict had labeled as evil. Where people live and die, and like you said, as you were saying in that room, the people there, these workers, they have as much right to this sector, this planet. They were put here as well, through fate or circumstances or random cosmic chance. These creatures that we're trying to keep at bay, I don't know. Maybe these forces have as much right to this universe as we do. Who's to say that the gods, that Helios and all the ancient celestials that locked these things away, that they were right? And that what we're doing is just?
Well, I assume Helios and the rest didn't want to murder the entire universe, so there's that.
What I'm trying to say is that the arguments that I'm making, I'm trying to justify my old thoughts, and perhaps you're right. Perhaps everything has a place and a purpose, and there's a balance that we don't see because we're in the position of trying to stop it. Because we're the ones that would suffer the most if these entities were given their fair due. I don't
Perhaps.
know. I'm just questioning a lot of things.
We all are. All we can do right now is hold on to the fact that we're trying to do the most good for the most people. Looking at people as a drop in a bucket is doing them a disservice.
Right. You're right. I'll think on it. And I'll consider what you're saying.
We should talk to the others.
Right.
I don't want to go into this not knowing what we're going to say.
I think as they leave too, Gwen probably noticed this more than anyone, is the that kind of golden coloring that flows through Rosh, that like light within them just seems a little dimmer than before. Like there's a darkness mixed into it.
Oh, nightlight rush. Oh.
Cool. So did you all like kind of move to maybe the triangle table room, or okay, cool. And Champ and Vincent, maybe you've been waiting there and wondering, like did they say 3 o'clock? I don't know. It's like, what times? Oh, we're in a different sector. Is this the wrong time zone?
Oh no, we didn't sync our watches.
I don't know. You gotta go on local solar time. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything the two of you would like to talk about before Rosh and Gwendolyn return.
I think probably would have gone ahead and gotten started trying to brainstorm some ideas, but okay, so I know that we're aiming to meet with the aggregate and revelation first, but I'm still thinking about, how we could potentially deal with the council. And I know I said I would go in and be, the carrot and y'all would be the sword stick, but what if I went in and I was more like a spicy carrot already? And it's like, hey motherfuckers, we are I am the nicest you're gonna get. Y'all are clearly in the wrong, and if you don't listen to my sense, it's gonna be, a lot worse for you otherwise. Is that too much?
It does seem a little strong. But maybe that's what we need.
Spicy carrot.
I was also curious where spicy
Oh
carrot
yeah,
was
the
going.
spicy carrot play. Classic. Classic. Good cop, spicy carrot. That's the Fable 1-2 punch. All right. Okay, continue. Sorry.
I mean, I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I mean,
It would be interesting to hear out how valid the aggregate's points are versus what the High Council claims to be the truth, because it sounds like we're already hearing that it's a little bit skewed.
right.
So maybe a strong front could be what we need with these type of people.
Yeah. I do just kind of worry that if they're as stubborn as the ambassador says, that there isn't much we can do to begin with in terms of convincing them through words. They're probably going to need the fear of gods in them.
Guess we'll have to see. To figure out something, though. I mean, Rosh should have a good point. We have to figure out some sort of solution, so then we can deal with the next problem. All of our problems just keep getting bigger and bigger.
That they do, though. I don't know. There was just obviously, I think we do need to deal with this, but it was just a thought where someone had said that we don't really have the time, but wasn't Vashta's whole point that it is going to be thousands of years before it's actually a concern? And I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering things, and there isn't much point to bringing this up anyway. Just trying to make sure we give this problem the due diligence it needs, and not just be worried about rushing off to go deal with a threat that is, for the most part, still currently self-contained.
Yeah. It's just hard, everything seems important and gotta get to it immediately.
Yeah, well, hopefully once this is all said and done, we'll be able to kick back for at least a week. Hopefully, more than that.
you could take that nice girl of yours out.
Well, that would be great, but I mean, we'll see now that she's done this big archaeological find. She might be busy with that for a while, and happy to support her, but she might be busy for different reasons, and I'm sure we'll find time, and it'll hopefully be less stressful than trying to save the universe from ancient cosmic gods. But I don't know. What about you? Got any secret bow in your life that isn't traveling around with us?
No. I mean, I guess I have some fans, but the...
Right, and my understanding is probably don't want to cross that line with your fans. So, but no other fellow fighters, or was it too much too much animosity between your fellow gladiators?
Oh, I mean, it was all in good fun. Definitely made some friends while we ran around in certain circuits. But the last, however long it's been since Callie got grabbed, I mean, haven't really had time to make more friends other than you guys. Different priorities.
All right. Now, remind me who Callie is again. Part of this is me not remembering how much you've mentioned them in character.
Oh, just the whole reason I joined this crew in the first season, because she got like kidnapped and stuff.
Right.
It's fine.
Well,
And then we
I
like
do
saved her
like
from like a demon at like the last second possible, basically.
my current iteration of notes do not contain things from season 1, so
it's all,
that is all.
No, it's good.
Gone.
No, I'm teasing.
I like that Champ thinks of things in seasons, though. But
Yeah, I if you can keep that going, I'm really a big fan of that.
This is canon now.
Yeah.
No.
You're like, I've only got maybe 4 more seasons left for me before I start jumping the shark. So I need to
we
really
gotta-
make
we
this
gotta
count.
Pace this one out, right? We gotta. That's why I keep pushing all this merchandise, because eventually, like, I'm gonna have to leave the show and things. So I'm gonna get it while it's still good. Maybe I can get my own spin-off if I'm lucky.
I mean, you don't have to keep traveling with us if you'd rather go solo, but we sure do appreciate the help.
Welcome to WIldspace Presents Champing at the Bit.
Featuring Jam.
Just jam.
Hey.
Hey. Gosh. Okay. Well, how do we even get here again?
The 2 of us are waiting for the rest of the group to show up so we can
And
discuss
they
actual plans.
do.
Excellent.
And they do. They part through the beads that are there at the door. I don't know. There's like a hydraulic door, or beads. You can choose.
Beads. It's both.
Well, we decided in season 1 that Rosh's
Was it
door-
Rosh's room is beads? Rosh's room is
But
beads.
if they've
That's what it
replaced
was.
all the doors with beads, that would also be.
We're like, this is kind of nice. We should just have beads everywhere.
But Vincent has had to remind you at least 4 times, not the outer airlock. We cannot do that. We cannot use beads to keep this vessel pressurized.
Pretty sure the pressurized doors are still there. They're just kept open, except in case of emergency.
It's like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're just like they're just all open to allow for these novelty beads that you all picked up. Great. So everyone interested in the TTR, and yeah, you kind of come in on the back side of that conversation, Rosh and Gwendolyn, hearing something about a spinoff series, but it's a little unclear.
We interrupting something?
We're just shooting the breeze.
Right. So, planning then, right?
Right. I guess we had slightly more of a thought for how to approach the council, but aside from, telling the aggregate that we're here to try and help them, how do we go about convincing them of that and that we are in a position to do anything?
I mean, I think we should hear them out. Sounds like. I mean, they did have the very straightforward demands of get rid of the council and stuff, but maybe there's other things, something more achievable.
Right. I mean, as far as we know, their demands were against the Necrosi and not.
They also wanted
against...
Concord to leave for supporting the Necrosi.
Right.
Part of that, I think, was, they said that Concord wasn't able to, protect the people of Yuval. And I think at least on that point, we could say, we were there. We were the last ship out of Yuval, and so we know what it was like, and ain't nothing that anyone could do against that.
Right. I mean, we come in as a sign of good faith from the Concord, and we make that point if they bring that up. I think that's a fair place to start.
I don't know. I'm afraid it's just going to ring as a hollow endorsement of a group that they already don't trust. We were there, there's nothing they could have done. They clearly think there is something they could have done.
Ryan, how much has been released to the public of what actually happened in Yuval, or is it just like, oh, the gate got shut off for still mostly unknown reasons?
I think, I mean, the Galactic Concord has said roughly what they think that they experienced, or there's a massive invasion of this infectious force that just invaded Yuval, and it was a last-ditch effort, and they have received tremendous backlash from the entire everywhere, all the sectors. They're and because everyone doesn't quite understand it, and Galactic Concord it does seem like they mostly kind of punted the blame of that decision, not of the entity itself, but of on an admiral in particular who was in charge of that arc gate. So even the Galactic Concord said yeah, that should that was an admiral's choice. That admiral has been forced to resign and stuff like that. So it was a very unpopular decision that they did. Sorry, I kind of answered I think I answered your question earlier, and then I kind of went on a tangent. The question being, people kind of get what happened there, but they don't necessarily know everything. But the Galactic Concord doesn't really know everything, so they're kind of, everyone's a little bit in the dark there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, yeah, so I don't know how much we'll be able to like you said, I think our main goal here should be figuring out how we can convince them that we are here to help.
This is just different than anything we've ever dealt with before. We're going in to a group of people who have not only no reason to trust us, but reasons to actively not trust us. We can't rest on the laurels we have been.
The best we can do is make our argument. We can plan all we want, but we just have to hope that our words will convince them.
It's just a reminder.
I assume that if the subject of Yuval gets brought up, we're not going to mention that we were in fact the ones that brought the infectious creatures to this station. There's no reason for them to know, but that may breed less goodwill.
Yeah. Definitely doesn't sound like the whole truth. And I guess it's just, which parts of the truth are we going to be sharing with them?
I don't know, maybe it could be a good thing. It proves that you're trying to fix things. That's what they want. They want somebody to help fix it.
I think explain to them our exact situation, that we've been sent here. We are seeking aid from the Concord, and for that, we have been asked to do this favor for them. So they know that we're coming at this from a standpoint of trying to help everyone.
If we are so upfront about we're trying to get aid from the Concord, then they might view it as, well, we're here to see that the Concord's interests are taken care of.
Perhaps, but that's not really why we're here anyway. We need the Concord, but I don't know.
There's something to be said for a decent amount of honesty.
But there's the potential that the only solution that they're going to listen to is that of removing the Necrosis Council, since that's the #1 threat right now. We need to decide what we're going to do if they take that stance.
Would it be bad if, maybe we helped get rid of said council? Concord be mad at us if we did that thing? It's kind of in
I
our
can't
skill
imagine.
set to get rid of problems in this way.
I can't imagine the Concord being thrilled about it.
I can't imagine the Concord being thrilled about their entire universe being devoured. And what's a few people for the entire universe, right?
That's a good point. If taking out the council,
Or at least getting them to step down,
if removing the council, but not every person on the planet.
Right.
If that can be an option, then I think that's feasible. We can't ask every Necrosis on the planet to leave.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll have to see what the aggregate thinks of it, but establishing some kind of hybrid council that is set up to be, truly representative of the population of the sector, and if we can assure them that is, if they want that, and we say, okay, we'll work on it.
They're not going to accept, we'll work on it. They'll accept, we'll do that. And that's the problem we keep running into. With all of these plans, we are going to have to say we're going to do something, and we're going to have to do it. I'm not doing this double speak. I'm not doing this, well, we'll work on it, well, we'll try, well, we'll do this, we'll do that, because they are not going to take that. If we go in with that mindset, we're going to fail.
I think what we're trying to do is just establish where our line is. So the line, it seems, is we're willing to help them get rid of the people that are in charge, to establish some sort of better governance that includes every person on that planet, but not disenfranchising one group for the sake of another.
But we have to stand firm as a group. the four of us, in the same plan. This is not something we can go into thinking that we'll wing it.
I can get behind this plan.
Right.
It may come to violence against the council, though. Is everyone prepared for that?
If it comes to that, I hope we can at least find out that there's some real shitbags who deserve it, but I hope it doesn't come to that.
Oh, I'm sorry, disenfranchising an entire population isn't shitbag enough for you.
Point.
I'm
So,
always prepared for
the oth-
violence.
So, the other thing we need to know before we go into this and lead this is that it's not going to damage our position with the Concord. Because if we do this and the Concord decides to vilify our actions, then we're back at square one.
And there are still other people we can reach out to for help.
Right.
I know we
would
want to
just
get
like
as many people on board as possible, but the Concord is not our be-all, end-all.
Right. It just sets us back a few steps.
Yes,
We should...
but...
Hold on. What I'm saying is all we should do is reach out to the ambassador and advise him what we're going to be doing.
I just want to be clear that a setback is not a failure. We went into this overarching plan that you're so set on, knowing that we probably wouldn't be able to get everyone on our side. So, we'll do what we can, and if we end up set back, we'll do something else.
Okay.
Just as you say okay, the lights of the Arcturus begin to flicker and then are extinguished. And just as the ship is plunged into darkness, a voice comes out over the speakers.
Hailing Arcturus 8. Designation Gwendolyn of the Tranquil Mind. Champion Combat Unit AC 8711235. Rosh Sation Light Hallowed. And Vyncent Leigh, clone number 475838 B632. We've been waiting for you.
And that's where we'll stop for tonight. But we'll be back in a fortnight.
No, this is WIldspace, not Fortnite.
Oh, no. But my builds.
But I spent this whole session building that tower.
The zone. That's as much Fortnite reference as I have, other than
Those were all
There you
very
go. Good
Fortnite
job.
references.
Do it. Do it,
it's
Ryan.
gonna be hard to. It's gonna hurt my wrist sitting down. Ow, 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 ow.
Ryan.
I got a chair. My butt is on a chair.
Doing great.
Anyway, thank you all so much. What? What do you want?
I
What do
want you
from
to floss for this stream.
I'm not gonna floss it. I floss sitting down for the stream. It's like ouch, 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 ouch. There's a chair. It's perpendicular to my buttocks.
Did you forget you have legs?
We'll be back next time as I discover what to do with legs. Thank you so much for joining us, and keep it. Oh yeah, good game, good night, internet. Bye bye.